Hi, I'm Ellen, and I'm going into my third year at Jesus College studying PPE. This video is part of a series where I talk about several aspects of student life at Oxford, and today I'm going to discuss finances. Contrary to stereotypes, lots of Oxford students are far from rich, and if you're applying, then money is likely to be a concern. In this video, I hope to help with that by explaining how student finance works and what you can do to manage your finances at Oxford, or at university more generally. Before starting this video, it's important to mention that information about course fees and student finance will depend on where you're from, and I'll give information here which applies to students who are counted as coming from the UK, but this might be different for you. Before going to any university, you'll have to think about how much it'll cost to live and study there and what options there are to pay for it. In terms of course fees, this is easy. There isn't usually a difference in what course fees for universities in England charge, and you should be able to get a full loan from student finance to cover the fees, which you only have to pay back if you earn over a certain amount. Anything you get from student finance really just works as a graduate tax, which means you don't need to worry there about whether you can afford to take the money out. Living costs are a bit different. Living costs in Oxford don't tend to be that expensive compared to other universities in the area, as colleges subsidise a lot of things like accommodation. But of course, how much you spend depends on your personal choices about how you live and will be a bit different for each college. The main university website gives estimates of the average living cost for all students, and college websites usually have information on how much specific things cost at each college. The loans for living work a bit differently too. You will be able to get at least some money from student finance that works in the same way as a tuition fee loan, but how much you can get depends on which part of the UK you live in, as well as how much your parents earn. You might also get given a bursary, which is money you don't have to pay back. You're also able to apply for Disabled Students Allowance if you need it. Usually, loans and bursaries won't cover all of the living costs of your degree, and it's expected that you or your parents pay the rest. So, when you budget for your living costs at university, you need to consider that your loan isn't meant to be enough to live on, and think about how you can get that extra money. Another source of money that can help you out is scholarships. Oxford does offer scholarships that contribute significant amounts to living costs, and these are usually needs-based and are just applied automatically after you're accepted based on your financial information. If you get one of these, you're often able to pay cheaper access prices for society membership and events. There are some international scholarships too, and the needs-based scholarships are usually for UK students. For other, bigger scholarships, you can look outside of Oxford and see if there's a charity or company which can give you some money to study if you meet certain conditions. You can also get some smaller scholarships for other things. If you play a sport well or sing in the choir, you might be able to get some free food and money to support developing your skill. If you do well in exams, you can get awards which might involve being given book money, getting tea in formal hall for free sometimes, or being allowed to wear the much coveted scholar's gown and flex over your friends. Getting a job is another way to earn money when studying at Oxford. Because terms are so busy and having an inflexible job schedule along with your degree is likely to lead to burnout, students aren't allowed to work during term without special permission. That's at least half the year when you can work, although part of your holiday does need to be used for studying and relaxing, so working all the time wouldn't be a good idea. With that in mind, though, it's still completely possible to combine work with Oxford, and the university itself usually provides a lot of opportunities. The Career Service can connect students with internships in every sector you can think of in the UK, abroad, and online during your holidays, as well as helping students to develop the skills to get the jobs they want and continuing help after they graduate. Colleges also usually have some vacation work for students, including making videos, like me. There might also be some smaller opportunities to earn money during term. Students can help out in the college bar or might be able to help during access work for pay and occasion. I like to take part in social science experiments run by academics from the university, where how much you do is completely flexible, so it doesn't interfere with studying. As I mentioned before, how much you spend depends somewhat on your personal choices about how you live, so here are a few tips about how to save money as a student. The first is to remember you're a student. Student perks and discounts are everywhere, and it's always a good idea to check what you can get. Bring your university card everywhere, and a lot of your favourite shops should allow you to see it. Remember that being a student also gives you a lot of access to books you need for free, so think to yourself if you really need to buy them, and maybe ask others already studying your course to see what books and equipment they actually use. Accommodation is also a big area where you can see it. If you're applying for a college, it's a good idea to think about accommodation prices and what's included when you pay, to make sure you're not paying for things you don't actually need. Cooking yourself or going to hall rather than going out to eat can save a lot of expense, and buying cooking equipment to bring will really save in the long run. And you can still save a lot when going out, so you can have fun. Places like clubs often have cheaper tickets on certain days, or if you arrive before a certain time, and if you drink, it's a good idea to have some at home before instead of having drinks out. If you find yourself struggling to keep finances in check, or think that you will, it's a good idea to keep track of what you spend and make a budget plan. That way, you'll know what you can and can't spend and can plan accordingly, instead of worrying over whether you can afford a particular thing. Just remember to keep a bit of space in there for any unanticipated costs that are bound to come up. Hopefully, at the end of this video, you're more confident in your knowledge of how you can finance a university course at Oxford. We've discussed 4 possible ways to help: student finance, scholarships, jobs, and ways to spend less. This video is part of a series, and my next video is about academic life at Oxford if you want to watch it, although there are lots of videos in the Jesus College channel about all kinds of topics. Bye for now.